Anika syllabus 2021-24-312.
Enrico Kamasep, 2021, 43384.
Paulus Monica, 2020, 41468.
Joanna Paulus, 2021, 3191.
Paulus Naomi, 2027-674.
Lucia Daniel, 2021, 42698. Good morning, class. Welcome to today's lesson. Let me just quickly share my slides with you and we can continue with the lesson. I hope you all can see the slides on your screens.
Yeah.
Yes, you see the slides, Miss.
Good. Today's lesson will be on writing skills, where we are going to talk about punctuation marks. But before we start, I would like you all, one of you, to give us a recap on what we did yesterday. Just something short, shouldn't be long. Anyone? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Miss.
Please do answer me. We have like short period of time and we have to finish with the lesson.
Okay, Miss. Miss, can I answer you?
Yes, just start, please. Time is going.
Yesterday we looked at different types of what? Of tenses, where we looked at present tense, past tense, and future tense.
Thank you, you're right. As I say, today we are going to talk about punctuation marks. On the next slide, we'll explain a little bit what are punctuation marks. And then we can get deep into our lesson. Now, why is my slides doing this? What are punctuation marks? Those are marks in writing to separate sentences and their elements and to clarify meaning. Here. We use punctuation marks to pause, stop, emphasize, or question using a comma, a full stop, an exclamation point, or a question mark. It allows the writer to stop, pause, or give emphasis to certain parts of the sentence. Are we together?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
Before I continue, I would like one of you guys to at least give me 3 or 4 punctuation marks that you know before I move on to the next slide. Any one of you?
Miss, can I answer?
Yes, please.
Full stop, comma, brackets, and exclamation mark.
Yes, that's right. So let's look at the different types of punctuation marks. We have a full stop, which is also known as a period. It is used at the end of a declarative sentence or a statement that is considered to be complete. We have a question mark, which is used after an interrogative sentence in English. This is like asking questions. For example, where are you going? With who? At the end of the sentences, we put question marks. I'm not really going to give you guys a lot of examples due to time, but in the next lesson, I can give you guys better examples when we have enough time to discuss all these things. For now, we're just going to run through. When then we have quotation marks used in the direct speech, gives the actual words that a speaker used. It is common in novels and other writing where the actual words of a speaker are quoted. This is you telling the person direct words that came from a speaker. You are not saying what you personally said. It's something else that was said by someone else. So you as the writer, you have to quote that this is what this person said. And then at the end of that sentence, or at the beginning of that sentence, you have to put quotation marks. Then we have the apostrophe is used to show that certain letters have been omitted from a word. Also used to show possessive form of a noun, in addition to indicate the plural form of lowercase letters. You guys understand?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Or am I too fast?
No, the page is okay, Miss. We understand.
No, you are okay, miss.
Okay. We have a comma, which is used to show the difference between two separate ideas or element within a sentence. Commas have other uses as well, as they can be used to separate numbers and write dates also. For example, I have fruits in my bag: bananas, apples, oranges, and carrots. So between the bananas, the apples, and the oranges, you put commas just to separate them. And then we have a colon is fairly common punctuation mark with a varied number of uses. It can be used to introduce a quotation, an example, a series, or even an explanation. Secondly, it can be used to separate two independent clauses. Clauses are more like sentences. It's another word for a sentence. Finally, a colon can be used to show emphasizes. I'll give you guys examples on this in our next lesson. Due to time, I cannot. And then we move on to a semicolon. Semicolon and a colon are almost the same. It's just because of their word, their diagram, or how exactly they look. But a semicolon is also used to separate two independent clauses. The semicolon does a better job of showing the connection between the two statements than a full stop. At a place of putting a full stop between two sentences, you put semicolons. Are we together?
Yes,
Yes,
Miss.
miss.
We are together.
Yes, yes.
Yes, miss.
We have the next. If I'm too fast, you guys can also slow me down, but due to time, we have to rush a little bit. Exclamation mark is used to show emphasizes. It can be used in the middle of a sentence, at the end of a sentence. When used at the end of the sentence, we often use an exclamation mark to show strong emotions and give a command. For example, when you're shouting and you put an exclamation mark at the end. We have brackets, a square of quotation that are used to show information of technical nature. Even if this information is omitted entirely, the sentence will still make sense. And then we have an ellipsis. This is used and it's represented by 3 dots. Although it can also be represented by the 3 asterisks, which look like stars. They look like stars if you know how. But I'm going to show you guys a diagram after this of how exactly it looks like. The punctuation symbol is used to show that there's been an omission of some letters or words. And ellipses are used to cut statements short to avoid unnecessary or irrelevant words that can have no impact on the meaning of the statement being made. Are we clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay, we're moving on to the next slide. Here is just a clear diagram of you guys, for you guys to see and know how exactly punctuation marks look like. As you can see there, we have a full stop, which is known as a period. We have a comma. We have the semicolon. Let me see. Okay, so you guys can see there's a difference between the semicolon and the colon. The colon has a comma down here, and the semicolon and the colon itself is just two full stops, if I'm making sense. And then we have the question mark, the exclamation mark, the apostrophe, the underline and underscore and hyphen. These are almost the same. We'll discuss their differences in the next lesson. We have the round and the square brackets here. we have quotation marks. We also have two different types of quotation marks. We have the single and the double quotation mark. We'll talk about their differences also in the next lesson. This is how ellipses look like. Unfortunately, we don't have the diagram for the asterisks, but then in our next lesson, I will also show you guys how it looks like. And then we have the slash, then the underscore, the hyphen, and the @ sign. This is something you guys are familiar with in your Gmail accounts. Am I right?
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
miss.
Yes, miss.
Moving on, we're dealing with the class activity that I would like us to do together, but we only have 2 minutes or so. We can just quickly go through with 1 minute and I'll give you guys the homework. The first question, Kyle loves to help his dad cook dinner. What do we put there? Can we please hurry? Just say it. You don't need to raise your hand. Just say it. We don't have much time.
A full stop.
A full stop, miss.
Question 2. What do you think Kale and his dad will cook tonight?
Question mark.
Oh,
Question mark.
Oh no. Why didn't you tell me I'm late?
So
Miss, the first
Yes, please just
character exclamation mark, and then the second one is a question mark.
yes. Would you like to play tennis with me?
question mark.
Question mark.
Question mark.
Please close the
Question
door.
mark.
Full stop.
Oh,
Jeremy won the game and shouted, "Hooray!"
Exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark.
Let's go to the park and have a picnic tomorrow.
Full stop.
Full stop.
miss.
Number 8. Ouch, the stove is hot.
Exclamation mark and full stop.
Exclamation mark
Okay.
then.
And the full
Full
stop.
Full stop.
Do you have any money left in your pocket?
Yes.
Question mark.
I stayed up past midnight reading this book.
Full stop.
Yes, we're done with the activity. If you guys have questions, you can ask after I give you guys the homework. You guys have a homework to do. Create 20 sentences with different punctuation marks. And it's not only the punctuation marks that we spoke about today. You can use any other punctuation marks, but one punctuation mark should not repeat itself in a sentence 4 times. Am I clear?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Miss.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is there any questions? We still have a few seconds.
Yes, miss.
Yes, what's the question?
Can I introduce my name? I came late.
Okay, I think we can give you a second to do that. Just quickly.
Okay, miss. Thank you. My name is Tyron J. Swartz, student number 2020-90-841.
Me too. Oh my God, time is up. Time is up.
Stop.
Oh, Aina Henok 2021.